welcoming home a hero. But for 17-year-old Mustafa, freedom came as a surprise.
Even though I was released from prison suddenly, to this moment I don't believe it. I feel like I'm still in a dream. I don't know if I'm awake or asleep.
The reasons for his arrest earlier this year remain obscure, he says. But his release last weekend was part of the captive detainee exchange between Israel and Hamas.
In prison, I was exposed to oppressive practices and physical and psychological violence. I was not alone. Other prisoners were also subjected to the same practices. If they don't beat you, they may beat another prisoner in front of you.
Omar was 17 3 years ago when he was arrested by Israeli forces for possessing a weapon. He says conditions behind bars got worse after October 7.
Life was difficult before October 7, but the treatment of the occupation army was completely different after October 7 and became more brutal and ferocious. They practiced physical and psychological torture and abused us. They even transferred us from one prison to another and suppressed us.
The UN defines anyone under the age of 18 a child, but not if you're Palestinian, says Omar.
This is the normal life of a Palestinian child. The Palestinian child has neither freedom nor rights. Like I said, any child my age has the ability to arrange his affairs and his life. But in Palestine, children spend 4 and 5 years of their lives only because they want to defend their land.
A controversial Israeli military order has long been criticized for permitting the sentencing of Palestinian children under the age of 16 as adults. Rights groups say Palestinian children are the only children in the world who are systematically prosecuted in military courts, around 500 to 700 every year on average. Now, after October 7, that number is on the rise. The Palestinian Prisoners Society says discrimination against Palestinians feeds a constant cycle of violence.
When we hear the testimonies of the mother, father, and child, we see the great impact of these arrests. But sometimes you realize that the child has reached a stage of living with this violence, because all of our lives are violence, torture, and abuse.
But the ever-growing occupation and death toll following Israeli raids is hardening hearts and raising stakes in these Palestinian territories. Rahul Radhakrishnan, TRT World, Occupied West Bank.